G'day and kia ora, this is the Anzac Gamer, also known as Angelite85, and welcome back to the Anzac Gaming channel. As everybody knows, today was the grand presentation for the Nintendo Switch. And like everybody else that is actually doing everything they can with this, I'm gonna talk about it too. So I'm gonna get the first few details out of the way. So we know that we now have a price, we have a release date. So the 3rd of March is the release date. The recommended retail price is the $299.99 US. We've got online services with smartphone integration, and that becomes a paid for subscription service in 2017. Probably not the best of ideas there, Nintendo, considering the rest that I'm about to get into. The one good thing is that we got no region lock on software, so basically you buy a game in Japan, it's going to work on your Australian Switch. So that's fantastic. We have a expected battery life of 2.5 to 6.5 hours depending on the title, or depending on the game. We've got external power charger for it via a USB-C connection, 8-player wireless local multiplayer, which is great. We have split screen in tabletop mode. The controllers have NFC support for the amiibos, a screen cap button, which at the moment they're saying that it is just a screenshot, but they're going to bring in video later on, which is great because pretty much their attitude to content creators is obviously changing. They must have realized that, hey, when we actually let people do stuff on like YouTube and VidMe and Twitch, it's free advertising for us, so we may as well let it happen. So there's that. The Joy-Cons, as they were called, are also motion controllers, so they have gyroscope and accelerometers, all that shit, just like the Wii did. The two halves actually, when separated, will operate as separate controllers so that you can have your 2-player split screens. There is an infrared sensor for object tracking and a improved vibration technology for feedback. The packages, the retail packages that will be coming through, basically, they're obviously coming with the left and right Joy-Con. They're coming with wrist straps for the Joy-Con, because obviously the Joy-Cons can come off and be separated. A Joy-Con grip, which is basically taking the two Joy-Cons and sliding them onto this grip, and they become like a controller, a normal controller. The dock, HDMI cable, and the AC adapter. They're bringing out 2 separate packages, both at the same price point. One is going to be grey controllers, the other one's going to be with blue and red Joy-Cons. So the other things to get into, we've got no backwards compatibility with physical disc at this stage. Whether that means that they are planning on bringing backwards compatibility in as digital distribution, I don't know how that's going to work, considering that they have a 32 gigabyte storage base. Yeah, sure, they've got the micro SD card for expansion, but I mean, the biggest of the micro SD cards I've seen have been 256 gig, and they're not exactly cheap. When undocked, the whole system drops down by 40% in its performance, and the screen is a 6.2 inch capacitive 720p touchscreen. So let's talk about the games. They showed off 1-2 Switch. Looks like it's going to be the bundled game, the one that the game that goes out with the Switch. The way they showed it was basically, instead of actually playing on the thing itself, you would hold the controller in the Joy-Con in your hand, face off directly with your opponent, so you're both facing each other. And one of the titles they showed was basically like an old Western gunslinger thing, where you quick drawed type thing, and the Switch would work out who won, or would be able to work out who won. We had another one called Arms, which is you would hold both of the Joy-Cons in your hands and you would use them to punch and control the action on screen. We also saw Splatoon 2, and Mario Odyssey, Xenoblade 2, Fire Emblem Warriors, and Square Enix's Dragon Quest 10, 11, Heroes 1 and 2, Atlas from Sega, Project Octopath Traveler, which was a new IP from Square Enix. We also had Bethesda properly confirm that Skyrim was coming to the Switch. Now, Splatoon 2 is set for summer of this year, and Mario Odyssey is the holidays of this year. And at this stage, the only title that we know of that is going to be launching with the Switch is Zelda. It's the only one that we know of that is launching. We have no idea what other titles are going to be available at launch, and this leads me into the biggest issue that I had with the presentation. We don't know what the launch titles are. We only know of one. Nintendo did not put forward their best foot. Ideally, the way the presentation should have been is like, here's the hardware, here's the special features of the hardware, now here's our launch titles. Here's what's going to be launching with the Wii, with the Switch. Here's what we're launching. So what, you're launching Zelda, cool, it looks like an alright game, it looks pretty, it looks good. But where are the others? Where are the other titles, Nintendo? Without knowing what the launch titles are, this console's not going to do well. It will perform okay, but at the end of the day, it's going to be a poor initial launch. It's basically going to be the Wii U all over again. It's going to be the launch of the Wii U all over again. It's basically, if it sells, it's going to sell because of Zelda. That's it. Every Nintendo person I know of is getting hyped up over Zelda, and that's fine. If you enjoy Zelda, that's great. But what about all those others that don't play Zelda? Don't really enjoy the Zelda franchise? And you might be saying, well, who doesn't like Zelda? A lot of people do. I don't. I'm not a big RPG person, to be honest. But, I play RPGs. There are some RPGs I like and some I don't, and Zelda's one that I'm not really keen on. So, yeah. What do you guys think? Do you think the Nintendo Switch is going to be an alright performer in terms of sales? Is it a bit of a lame duck at this stage? Is it is it a failure to launch type deal? Do you think maybe Nintendo should have probably waited until just before the holiday season? Maybe waited until Nvidia got the Pascal version of the chip that they're using out, the Tegra chip. Maybe they should have. They could have then ramped up a much higher quality image, and they would have had better performance per watt, in terms of the chip. So, I don't know. Maybe Nintendo now need to release their first party IPs to other platforms. Maybe that's what they need to do to keep themselves... I mean, they're a toy company, but at the end of the day, I think, honestly, they need to start releasing their first-party titles to multiplat. It's the only way they're going to really get through... Well, I just think that's the only way they're going to be able to compete now. If you want to keep doing your handhelds, the 3DS is fine product, but maybe, just maybe, it might be time to retire like Sega. Retire from the hardware market and just bring your IPs out onto multiplats. I don't know. But anyway, I've been the Anzac Gamer, also known as Angelite85. I hope you enjoy this video, or did enjoy this video, and I will catch you all in the next one. Bye for now.